Welcome to another episode of the Essential Craftsman Podcast. I'm Nate. I've got a quick kind of update / general housekeeping podcast for you today. And I think it'll be interesting. First thing I want to talk about is the YouTube ads. And I agree with pretty much everybody else on YouTube that the ads showing up is kind of out of control on YouTube now. For a long time, in fact, since we started, I always imagined and we chose to just accept the default settings from YouTube about ad placement and everything, really. If they had a default setting, we always kind of assumed that they are a good partner and they know what's going to get the maximum views and what's going to work for their advertisers and the algorithm, and so it was always safe bet. But we feel like it's just, we have to kind of deviate from that now. You watch any video, one of ours or anybody else's, and the ads are just popping up constantly, and they're extremely inconvenient to have to hit that skip button. If you're on your phone, sometimes you can't even get to it. If you're on your TV, you got to find the remote and talk. It's just an absolute pain. And the reason I want to mention this is because what I've done, finally, I don't know why it's taken me this long, is sign up for YouTube Premium. Now, they don't do a really good job at advertising this, but for like $10 a month, you can become a premium member, and there are zero ads at all. And there's a family plan, for like $17 a month that can support up to 6 accounts. And it's really easy to add different accounts. So if you have a big family or a bunch of friends, you can split that up, and you're now only paying a few dollars per month. And it's amazing. It feels like old YouTube. I remember when I was watching YouTube in like 2009 or 2008 or earlier, and I remember when the first ad popped up that on YouTube, and I remember thinking, like, this is the end of an era. What a sad day. This amazing platform is now so annoying, yada yada. Well, as it turned out, that was actually a good thing, because from that moment on, a lot of creators, were incentivized to make content that they otherwise would not have done. So turns out it was a good move, but at the time I remember being bummed. Well, now for a few dollars a month, you can kind of have the best of both worlds, because you get all the great content, that we get in this day and age, but you don't have to spend a single minute or second watching these ridiculous ads. So I really recommend it. And it's good for the creators also, because YouTube still pays a portion of the fee. I can't remember, but I think that YouTube people make more money from premium members than they do from just a regular if you watch the ads. So if you're worried about, if you watch the ads and suffer through them because you're like, I want to support A-Bomb or Jimmy DiResta or Perkins Brothers or whoever you're watching, and it's worth it. Well, you don't need to feel that way. If you become a YouTube Premium member, you're probably going to support them even more, or Essential Craftsman for that matter. If you're not in a position to do that, my dad and I have kind of decided that we are going to manually reduce the number of ads. They do give you the option when you're a creator to place ads exactly where you want. It's just time consuming, and it's not the kind of thing we really worried about, but I think we are going to start doing that, because honestly, it's wrecking it for people. And I feel very proud of a lot of our big videos, and I know there's people who are giving up and not watching them because of the ads, and I don't blame them. And so we might kind of dial that back and take control. But point number 1, consider YouTube Premium. I think it's probably the best online entertainment platform out there. It's better than Netflix or Disney or any of those other things, because you get all of the educational content from YouTube, you all of these things, and once you kind of get used to it, I don't think I'll ever be able to go back to watching it with ads again. So a few dollars a month, it's not that bad. All right, next topic is about our plans for 2021. And I'm going to just give you this big picture, but mostly I'm asking for feedback, because we're going to have some we're going to be at a crossroads really in the summertime. Once this spec house is done, we will be at a point where we can decide what type of content and what type of project we want to take on at that point. and it would be nice to know if there was one real clear interest from the audience, what that would be. So if you have an opinion on that, put it in an email. But the plan is to finish the house in the summer and have some open houses, which will probably amount to a Saturday where the doors are open all day long, and I'll make sure my dad's there and we'll let people come in and tour and hang out and say hi. I don't think we're going to try to do anything formal in terms of be here at this time for, some sort of activity or anything like that. I think it'll be very much come and go sort of a thing. But there is still opportunity for something. So if you have an idea on that, let me know. I was considering during this time when the house is finished but not yet sold, an opportunity to do some fun collaboration videos. And I may request help from you as the audience to help plan those slightly. And what I'm thinking of, as an example, it would be fun. I think it'd be neat if a cooking expert with a YouTube channel or some sort of cooking person came into our kitchen at the Spec House and made a video or some type of a piece of content with the kitchen being put to work. I would love that. It'd be so fun to see it be used in that way. And if you know of a person who would be able to do something like that, preferably someone who had an audience or a channel of their own, that would help you. That would help Essential Craftsman grow. Let me know who you think that person might be, who would be a good fit. Or it could be interior design. It could be, I don't know, even someone who wanted to film something in Southern Oregon here. There's a lot of outdoors. There's wineries. There's fishing. And if someone had a audience who was interested in that, it just might be a nice opportunity to collaborate with them staying at the house or basing their thing out of the house. So if you know a content creator, or if you are a person who you think might be able to overlap in a creative way, let us know. It would be a nice way to put this Spec House project in front of a different audience who otherwise might not see it, but who would probably enjoy it or learn a thing or two from it. And that's really the last thing I want to talk about, is just this house build series. It's really been a big project for us. I don't think we're going to do it again. We've had people ask, are you going to build another house after this one? And I think the answer is probably no, at least not a house like this. Now, we may build something different, and my dad will be building, every day of his life, as long as he's kicking, he's going to be building something. And I think there's a good chance that he or I will be filming that. So it's not that we won't be making videos, but I don't know if we'll film a single family house in this same way. Although never say never, but it's way too soon to tell. And if the audience had a strong opinion on what would be of interest, then that would matter. So if you have an idea, or you think you have an opinion on what type of content you appreciate the most from Essential Craftsman, then let us know. And if that's something as simple as, tour reviews or whatever, small blacksmithing project, then that would be helpful to know, because those are certainly, we haven't done a lot of those recently. And that's one reason why maybe undertaking a big project like a house or something is less desirable. It almost takes our eye off the ball from the more simple content that for many people may be the most valuable, which is the types of videos we made initially, which were very specific about specific tools or specific materials, and we could do more of that. But let us know if you have an opinion on there. Last thing I'll mention, we have a couple great interviews coming up over the next couple weeks with some characters you may know from YouTube and one from Instagram, although he's on YouTube also. So stay tuned for that. These are going to be kind of tradesman profiles. If you have an idea for someone you think might make a good guest on this podcast, let me know. Shoot me an email of who that person is and maybe a link to their profile or their social media page, and we'll reach out. I've really enjoyed getting to know a few of these new people who I didn't know before, and getting some perspectives from outside of Southern Oregon here. There's definitely a lot of expertise and a lot of really interesting people out there. Thanks again for watching our videos, for listening to our podcast, and for supporting Essential Craftsman in all the ways that you do. We'll catch you next time.